EU5 patch 1.3 is already in beta. This is a free patch that has plenty of, again, balance changes, good or bad, we'll see today, plenty of new UI improvements, a few new features, and a lot of new content. A lot of new content for Italy, and that's where we're gonna play today. But I'm not gonna play as, the popular nations like Genoa, Nice, Pope. These countries already had content. I'm gonna play as one of the countries that did not have much content before. Fasten seatbelts, because I'm gonna choose a challenging country with, I think, one of the most unique content currently in this game. Make sure to check the partner of this channel, so Europa.com, for the much discounted prices for the games, DLCs and the gift cards, like for example Gothic Remake, but also thousands and thousands of other very known games. Make sure to use the code in the video description to get additional 7% off. Main region being updated in the 1.3 free patch is Italy. And what you'll notice is countries a bit smaller and not as important before, like Siena, Ferrara, Mantua, Montferrat. All of them will receive their own national advances, the national ideas. Some of them also receive their own events, like you see Montferrat has 5 related to Byzantium, Pisa has 6, Siena has 11. So based on that, we're gonna decide to play. I'm thinking between Siena, because it has a lot of its own events, including the Golden Age of Siena, not bad country bonuses. Tuscany now gives its own ideas. I'm also thinking about Montferrat, mainly because of the events and that they can have claims on Byzantium. Padua, because it's underrated, it's small and has nice bonuses like monthly development for playing tall. So let's play Montferrat. I don't think anyone played them before. They also have Piedmontese ideas, which is for defense, production efficiency. I'll be showing that through the ages, and this gives some duplo rep. It's pretty nice. It's challenging, but it's also not a small country. Even though it's just 3 locations, we have 150,000 of population. Let's try them out. We are a great power 1383. So on this patch they changed how the great power score is calculated. You need to control a decent amount of lands in a specific area. I think it's like at least half. And then it was gonna give you a score between 0 and 10, I think, per area. Increase the more development than there is in the land. So Italy is having a bit of an advantage on that. What they also changed is there's a lot of new government reforms that are dependent on your societal values that they've added. And actually there's a new view, as you can see, for the government reforms, in case you'd like to see something like this. You'll be able to understand what societal values you're having and towards which of the societal values you're going. Oh, so for example, I could see, okay, these are all the guarantee forms that required innovative and in which age they can be unlocked. So for example, this in Age of Renaissance could be something we will be aiming for. Well, anyway, for now I just go for increased crown power. My default guarantee form is the Margraves, that was already here in the game, gives a bit of estate satisfaction for the nobility. They have 50%. I will be working on increasing that. For the other states, I'll be trying to get as much as loyalty for them without increasing their influence too much. Like the religious administration gives communalism, that we definitely want, but also the vote education policy. From burghers, less than 1% of power. We'll be able to give them more, but we have to keep in mind to not get these guys below 50%. Definitely the capital economy, innovative capital economy again, another capital economy, and production efficiency. These guys are at 44%, so maybe one more for the monthly development. Then from the government, we're gonna use these guys to, one of them will be strengthening the government to get it back to 100, while the other guy will start changing the societal values. And since I've put so much into, oh, you see UI showing in blue towards what we are pushing. How about boys, communal lands is not nice. How about we push the communalism to be able to cancel some of the useless privileges. I'll not rival anyone yet. We'll be looking who is gonna rival us. I mean, these guys could be done, but see, they are like subject of Savoy, so let's see. With the added UI is also that besides advances and ages, in this screen you also have unique, so it shows what kind of country bonuses we have in each age. So you see already you have monthly legitimacy and diplo rep. Next age we're gonna unlock tax efficiency, monthly Uber control. In Age of Discovery is gonna be cultural tradition, skill of the new artists. But yeah, we'll be getting there. Could also just show the list just like here. Very nice, looks like kind of like national ideas, you know. In the economic screen we right now have the economic base, which is the base for like the cost over here. We've got our wealth, we've got our tax base, which is wealth adjusted by the control. There's also a new screen for the credit, which is a summary of, you know, your credit worthiness. That is, if it goes beyond or below 50, it gives you bonuses that I'm gonna show a bit later. And there is a split between estate loans, loans to foreign countries, and government bonds, which is a new mechanic where you can actually issue the government bonds, but for that we need the banking advance. Looks like the trading screen is kinda new, didn't look like that. We have the trade orders now with our trades. I just want it automated, to be honest. Honestly, is it just on this level? I have one market for now, so I don't have to care, but it was more. I'm not paying anything for the stability, let's keep it around 30. Not pay for the diplo, pay max for the court to get it to 100. And then obviously let's automate all of the taxes in here. In the capital, which is having a lot of population. It's a rural location, that's bad. That's a big disadvantage of Montferrat. We really need to look for the parliament to get a town, because that costs 435. I'll not have that money for a long time. And you see there's just not that much I can build because it's a rural location. Can I even build the government buildings if it's a rural location? Like royal gardens? No, I can't build much. So for now I could just do the RGOs, but it's kind of useless. We should look for allies in the region, because otherwise I might be a bit fucked. And Genoa. And then also Savoy, I think, is the perfect match. There goes the political landscape of Italy, which starts the Guelphs and Ghibellines situation. I think that's a new logo that they approached here. The UI is changed, that's one of the improvements for this. Well, what are the colors now? So the Guelphs leader is Naples, and then we're having the orange guys, where the Ghibellines leader is Genoa, and we're having the pink guys being part of it. Well, we are allied to Genoa, so we'll definitely staying in the Ghibellines, and our interest is to stay in the Holy Roman Empire. Well, we are in Northern Italy, so that's kinda expected. And we've got now nicer progress bars. And who's participating in 1% in these progress bars? The country's share of its faction's total tax base, which determines its total contribution to the faction progress. It's all based on the tax base of the countries in the faction. And here goes the event where I could choose which side I'm on. I'm staying on the Holy Roman Emperor side. As you see, the Ghibellines are increasing 0.05% every month. While the Guelphs 0.07%, so they have a bit of an advantage. Now next to an army it's actually showing what this army is consisting of, what kind of units. Since this is fully standing army, it's in orange goldish. If it was mercs it would be silver, and if it was levies it would be like brown, I think. After recalculation the crown is up to 30%, which is nice for us. Obviously high average control helps us a lot with monthly usage progress. But also the crown power and the centralization. So see, we are researching quite fast, having in mind we don't do anything else. So if you look at the events tab, you'll be able to understand, okay, what is required for each of the 5 events that we are having. For example, for the Byzantine traditions, we need our ruler to be dead. Same for this. We'll need Byzantine influence guarantee form later on, which is probably can come from one of this. I can actually only keep one alliance. Two of them is much beyond my capacity. So let's break the alliances, so I just keep it with Genoa. And looks like there is an imperial election, so we can take a look at the new UI of the Holy Roman Empire. So we have got the Emperor, like, yeah, who's voting on whom? This is the Emperor, this is Imperial Prince. These guys have 6 votes, these guys have 1 vote. We've got then the electors. And obviously we cannot vote ourselves. Imperial Diet, Imperial Constitution. Oh, so there's a summary of the laws. That's nice, it's just in one place. It's the diet, the circus are not unlocked yet, another new feature, and we've got the types of the members. We've got 1 emperor, we've got 4 prince electors, 3 archbishop electors, 3 imperial cities, 26, 51 prelates, 255 princes, and 1 peasant republic. You can click on any to understand who is on that list. Okay, now with full legitimacy, we can go ahead and start already developing our province. Well, I shouldn't probably do that until we get a town, because otherwise it is useless. We kinda don't have any other nice options. How about for now we just increase the stability. I really want to start getting into capital economy instead of traditional economy. So already go and switch the employment system from first come first served to most profitable first, which costs a bit of stability. It is fine, at least now this is the value is changing. From the first parliament there is nothing to create a city, so unlucky. How about instead we get additional morale and use that to get a CB on these guys in here, Cherry and Nasty, these 2 guys. Let's just make sure that we get the automatic levies, so they just, as soon as I start the war, I will get the levies. Question is, I can call Genoa, can I call this guy a co-belligerent? I can. Just need a diplomat. And we need to do a few things. Let's pay more for the diplomats. Cannot threaten war, I think we have too little of the government rank to do that. Let's just send an insult and then declare the war. In the meantime, let's see if we could, yes! Let's see if we can push this. We just need a positive event to get it beyond 50. There it is, so now I can use that to change a law, and the first one that you usually want to change is the distribution of power. So this way we can go and get the favor the ruler, which gives me much more of crown power. This should also start getting me towards centralization soon. As you see, there's a few more changes to be done. Nobody rivaled us, but I will anyway go and rival the guys that I'm about to attack. And we should win it purely by the quantity advantage. Not sure if they actually changed much in the military again, they just keep changing it so much. But yeah, that's an easy win. Let's go and follow this up so we can potentially get a wipe. There it is. Now just split in half and get them fully sieged. We can nicely fix the borders. Actually, stability compared to my income doesn't cost us much, so I'm gonna put the full focus on it to use that advantage that it's not that expensive. And this is a very crucial war. Let's just make sure that I pay for the Diplo. Does that give... Let's double check, they could have changed it. It still gives reputation. It's such a shame that they won't change it, because it means that before every peace deal I have to spend maximum for it. I have to go ahead and get the deal prep from the cabinet member to get less of the antagonism, so nobody cares. And this was a crucial peace deal to connect my lands. Look, I'm actually visible on the map now. And more importantly, my boys, it's a town that we received. We might even want to move our capital in here. Well, yeah, for now we have to go ahead and start coring this. There's some improvements to the automations. So you see when I go to the cabinet members, one is the automation of choosing the characters. Another one is for the cabinet actions. So for example, if you just don't want to micromanage updating your characters in the cabinet, you could just automate it in here while still handle the actual actions. A lot of more stuff in here, like auto closing and opening the buildings, production methods, this was already here, subsidizing buildings, auto expanding buildings, auto expanding the RGOs. It's all getting improvements, but I think the crucial improvement that they added right now is automations for your diplomacy. So something that was also like in EU4, but added after many years. I think initially the macro builder was even a part of a DLC. You can decide how much of diplomatic capacity it is gonna keep unused, how many monthly diplomats it's gonna use, and then what kind of actions it can do automatically. And honestly, since I'm not paying anything and still there is some of this I'm having, how about we go and leverage this, the monthly diplomats 01, let's use it to improve opinion. I'm actually curious how it's gonna work. It is improving opinion with Aosta, just next to us. Can't find, for some reason, Flanders and Burgundy are under England now, while Normandy and Brittany are under France. But yeah, our ruler died, so immediately I've got the Byzantine Traditions event. On one hand, I could skip Piedmontese, but I'd rather go for We Shall Not Abandon Our Roots, which embraces the Greek culture, converts us to Orthodoxy, gives us the Byzantine influence guarantee form. That is a free guarantee form, but see, it's not so positive because it takes monthly prestige, takes our diplo rep, decreases the pop conversion speed a lot, and decreases the monthly legitimacy. But it can scale from right now negative to in the future positive as we improve the percentage of the Greek culture and Orthodox religion in our country. If you achieve 75% of the Greek and Orthodox religion, we'll be able to request a fief from Romania in Thessaloniki and its environs, if Byzantium wants to be alive by that time. But yet, I think that's quite nice. We left the Catholic Church. We can choose the Patriarchate. Obviously, we're gonna choose the Constantinople one. Did it take any of this down? I mean, it's fine. We now have to. Now that I did this, let's start trying to assimilate. Oops, into. Oh no, there it is. 0.01% to Greek. It's just my ruler. Let's start with this because in here I'm still coring. Is it actually gonna do something? Greek culture is just so weak. How about changing the religion? Okay, that one is gonna. Oh yeah, right. Because we're so much towards spiritualists, it's gonna be so much easier to convert. And then once we do that, we should try getting us towards humanists instead. Anyway, we can codify some laws, like language of pleading. So how about we make the peasants happy? No, let's go towards serfdom. And we can also choose the role of the Patriarchate. We're just gonna go for the State Patriarchy. Since these guys are a threatening rival, can cancel that automation. And instead build Spy Network on them, because I'll be able to create the threatening rival CB. And my income depleted a lot, for sure, because of we are wrong culture and religion. But we'll be getting that fixed. I think people are migrating out of our country because of that. In Age of Renaissance, I'll go for the Diplo focus, because I need so much Diplo in Frontal. You know, it's war score efficiency, proof relations, Diplo rep. All of this is gonna be very important in my expansion here. By the way, it looks like Byzantines are doing well. They just destroyed Serbia. In Age of Renaissance, we've got the Italian advance for the condottieri, mercenaries. We've got the Montferrat one for the tax efficiency. Obviously now we've got also some Orthodox advances available. And there's the max literacy for the clergy from us being Greek. What they also added is the new interactions with the rebels. You see I'm having Catholic rebels. I could provide suppression if the armies were suppressing them. So I could provoke the rebels. I could buy all the rebels. Oh, 2,000? Or accept their demands. If you don't want to convert to Catholic. This is gonna be really tough because they were supposed to occupy pretty much my whole lands. Wait, is it expected to be so many Sunnis in Iberia? Maybe it is. I didn't know. That's a lot of them. What they also changed, I'm not going too deep into that, is the estates, religion and culture. So see, my nobilities right now converted to Orthodoxy. Now looks like, you know, how specific culture is treated in the country is having impact on the estate satisfaction. Like, look, our clergy is Piedmontese, and there's Piedmontese is discriminated, -20. Could I actually, didn't look at it, accepted cultures. What is taking so much in here? Italki being tolerated. But Italki is like nothing. Let's remove it. And could I accept Piedmontese instead? We don't have prestige for that. And that would be much over my capacity. So we should rather go and just convert them. And you see the Catholic zealots are about to happen, and I can't beat them with levies, especially that they're gonna take most of them. I have to gather a mercenary army for this. We can expect them. Is it saying how many troops they will have? It should. It's too bad it doesn't. But I will gather a mercenary army to deal with them. Just too bad it's gonna take all of my savings. But the alternative is to become Catholic, which we don't want. Well, how about we just take 500 of them? Maybe that is gonna be enough. Because now with 100 of our levies, we have 600. Let's see, is it enough? We have 300, yes, because I also took allocation. We are saved. Now you see, this is the split I was telling you about. I will anyway use this 400 guys to declare on these boys. How much of levies? I will have 800 together with this. That might not be enough. Why I can't call in these guys? But I think I'll be able to siege these guys down before they get in levies. And then we hope that's enough. I think I have to give it a bit of a time. This guy's contract is for a while, so let's declare just a moment or two before the contract ends. And let's just use this to change on the law and change the feudal administration to give us the centralization. Convert to estate religion. No, not convert to Catholic. You know what's the funniest? I don't think it is supposed to work like that. I just defeated the Catholic zealots and they loading again. There should be a cooldown. That looks like a bug. It is not supposed to work like this. Okay, let's declare on this, guys. This might be a risky war, but I like taking risks. Obviously, it also doesn't help with getting a certain percentage of the right religion and culture. I should probably not expand it until that is done. Like until we get the majority of the country into the right cultures, religions. But I honestly don't care. Maybe we have to expand right now to, not die to Milan, etc. But I'll probably take a break after that one location is taken. Honestly, at least I'm gonna go make this guys my fiefdom. It's not even that much of antagonism, especially when they start paying for the diplo. And it's not gonna, it allows me to expand a little bit here without hurting too much of my population. And this location I'll take for myself. See, now with 10% of the province population converted to the right religion, this modifier has already dropped a little bit, but we're still far away. Oh, and you can see that because I converted people, only pop conversion speed is impacted. The pop assimilation speed is not. Anyway, my ruler can join the Order of the Chivalry. Should I be able to do that if I'm Orthodox? Well, I don't mind, because that gives an administrative skill. Clerus religion is right now Orthodoxy. Would it mean that the zealots are not gonna load as much? Well, they load even faster. In the meantime, looks like Ottomans are doing nicely. I mean, for 10 years it could be better, but they are expanding. On Imperial Diet, looks like it has its own pop-up now with a nice UI. And this is much cleaner. We've got who voted no. Who did not vote yet? Who voted yes? How much of power total votes have? How much of each of the votes has power? And where can decide? Yeah, nay or yay. I guess if everyone votes yes, then yes, let's say yes. Then we could relieve the Holy Roman Empire and forbidden unjustified wars against other members. Here goes the civil war.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I'm actually not too worried about it because I can go ahead and call in Genoa. I also have my subject. So that army that I'm recruiting here, I'm just gonna stay with where I am. Just to defend in case they attack me, I can survive and they don't siege me down, so I have the game over. Oh, and the Black Death is here. So let's just make sure that we go ahead and segregate the infected to get the disease resistance, but it also helps a lot with the communalism. So yeah, I ideally should use that moment to push the associative value instead of coring. So how about we just finish coring this province because it's about to happen, and then we push communalism and then we core the rest. This is also new AI elements showing the the icon of the associative value, how it's gonna get and how it's changing. It's like cleaner than what it was before. We do need innovative. And by the way, the Catholic zealots are rising again. It's gonna never stop until I convert most of the country. Genoa? What is this? Anti-Ottoman coalition because they expanded so much. And I'm called in to help against the Ottomans. I will accept, but obviously I'll not do anything. Let's just cancel this levies. This automated levies creation. We have to change the mining law. I need once again the capital economy push, which is already going towards the right direction. Oh my god, I don't want to see it. Expanding virtuals. Can now invite the Project delegation, which I can choose to get a certain bonus. And pop conversion speed. Goddamn, yeah, pop conversion speed is what I need. Got a minor river uprising this time instead of another civil war, but I got 2 minor river uprisings. So for example, in Hasta, my control is actually decreasing. But looks like the minor river uprisings are at least not stacking. So I got it twice from the 2 different sources. That's not as tragic as I thought. Now I have to start already thinking, how do I assimilate lands? For that we'll have to change some other laws, like air religion, which right now gives me the progress to spiritualists. You can change it to any religion to start doing it like that. I think it still doesn't change much, at least because it has to be embraced, but we'll be getting there. It's gonna be a long and painful process. Remember when my capital had 60,000? Me neither. But at least I can finally make it a town, and I'll be investing all my money into that. Also, just as an emperor, trying to enforce Catholicism on us. What if I decline? Okay, we just decline. Anyway, it's time to start investing into our capital. Let's see if any urban rights that could be applied in here. I'm about to make it the market charter. And now I'll be just purely investing by sorting by income per level. It's not much. It's not much because obviously it's not like my career campaign where it's only my market. I'm using the Genoese market where probably like all the demand is already filled. Is it really that bad? Yeah, it is bad. Naples is asking us to join the Bulbs.
We don't do that.
Which is a winning side, by the way. By far. I'm gonna decline. No, Austria, I will not convert to Catholic. Did you know that you don't really have to embrace the institution manually? Because once it spreads to all of your locations, which might be easy when you are a smaller country, like us, once it spreads everywhere, it's just gonna embrace by itself. Hope the other Greek cultures did the same, but I'm already building some cultural buildings, libraries, to increase our cultural influence which is gonna be so important for us to actually assimilate in here. Look, Byzantium is beating the Ottomans. They nerfed, I think it was previous patch, you know, that you cannot anymore do the same, like assimilate on covert action with 2 or more cabinet members on the same locations, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we already start converting the other provinces. This is what we've been looking for. Promote state religion. If we pass it, that's a big if, we're gonna get missionary zeal for the pop conversion speed. And also we convert a lot of people to Orthodox. One of the new features that is from like a previous patch, but only Byzantium had it, but now you can have it as well as anyone, is the bureaucratic offices. I'm gonna go and focus on this in this age advances. We're gonna also go get the canteen house, cabinet seat, crown power, university, that tax efficiency, rights and nobility, monthly diplomats. All of these are quite useful, especially like power projection for coring, price capacity, and diplo rep for expansion. Chance is also very useful. Anyway, since already a bit over half of my population is Orthodox, I'm already getting positive pop conversion speed, but also to get positive monthly legitimacy and religious icons. So these 3 modifiers, they are related to the percentage of the religion, and the 3 and the top are related to the percentage of the culture. Highlight, guys. Byzantium is actually not doing that fine. The Ottomans took a bunch of their lands. And this might be the first time in a long while that I'm seeing Lithuania actually not dying to Kiev, but instead doing quite well. So let's see. The bureaucratic laws. I can choose between the centralized offices and decentralized. I'm obviously gonna go for centralization. But where is that bureaucracy now? Honestly, don't know. We'll find it out. Maybe it's just not unlocked yet. Well, since I want to centralize, let's definitely get rid of that communal lands, which is 0.20 towards decentralization. And since I'm a lot towards communalism, it doesn't hurt that much. I already started building a sergeantry, so I can create a tiny little stack to put my ruler on it, to boost my associative value even more towards land, and obviously give me the 25% crown power bonus. Now that we increased the cultural influence of Greek, this is not as hurtful, and actually something is being converted. It's not super quick, but it's the best we can do right now, and at least we can start decreasing this modifier. With 1 cabinet member, the other one will still convert. That new guarantee form that we just unlocked, I will use to get ourselves even more centralized and get more of the crown power, which is already at 36%. And with the ruler put on the camp flowers, this number is gonna go even farther to 40%, and it is pushing us hard towards land. So since nobility lost me a lot and I'm taxing them at the maximum, I can go take the rights of the nobility that I just unlocked from advance and increase their max tax, might decrease their satisfaction, that's also decrease their power, and increase my centralization and decrease their power from the cabinet position. I think this one is a new one. Now it's gonna take time to be embraced, but it's gonna help increasing the crown power a lot. With the recent improvements they did to annexation is that, you know, previously the much smaller modifier for the subjects was appearing once you reached around 100%, so you had to be much bigger. Right now it's appearing since the very beginning, if there's any difference of you being bigger, just like me being 22% in here. Imperial circles, yes, let's establish it. I'm gonna vote yes. So we'll be able to take a look at it while the world's agreeabilities are still happening. Anyway, I might not, maybe I shouldn't do that yet, but I'm actually gonna attack a new country. I want to become a duchy, and for that we need to expand list by 1. I don't think we need to invite anyone to that war. Just make sure that our relations are not that good. Oh look, when you click on the army now, it shows where there's winter. But does it show? I think it's in relation to impassable terrains. When I'm looking around, yeah, that's actually super useful. I didn't know they introduced that. This allows us to expand quite a bit. And what I will do is to make sure that these locations in here, they go to my subject. I'm gonna keep the other two for myself. Now, how far away are we from asking these guys for the ducal rights? Well, we could ask for it already, we just need to make them like us more. What is this? Why am I having first war of the Montferrat succession? And why is Austria fighting in that war? I think I might be utterly screwed. That's why I'm gonna already go and get a mercenary army. I might need to take some loans. To be able to win that. Let's see what we can do. They keep adding more guys. Ryan joined the war. What is this gang? Well, for now I asked. Not Pavia, who's gonna help me. For now I asked my subjects to attach. Got the mercs in here. We're gonna just start pushing this area and defend it. We have a decent amount of the armies, but they have twice as much. I need to fight for the life actually over here. Because we want to keep the... Oh no, guys, I'm utterly fucked. The whole roleplay is fucked. Because these events require us to have Pelagius dynasty. Which is gonna disappear as soon as Milady dies. I just couldn't have a male heir. Even if I got one, he died for a hunting accident. And the Bonafital skein is one of our dynamic historical events, which is actually allowing us to hire some mercs. 50 years could give in this location. Snowball's power there, or I just pay money. Just pay money and let's win it. I think this guy might actually save us. Yeah, I think we're now having enough power to beat them as much as I need to. That is assuming Genoa is gonna come help us, but I guess that assumption was wrong because the mercs are utterly destroying our enemies. I guess we're gonna repay the debt from the dead bodies. Oh shit, guys. Why estates don't have any money? Okay, before the Manfred. Can we piece some things up? To fix the financial situation? Why there's no more money? Well, I can issue government bonds. It's actually quite funny, but I think I can save us from the bankruptcy that is happening tomorrow. From estate actions. So this is also new. For example, 5 diplomats, max taxation. This is all not gonna be enough. wanted to perform reduction. I can do it on these guys at least. No? Because they don't own any buildings. I am utterly fucked. We are lacking 59 ducats. To not bankrupt. Yeah guys, I actually trolled myself. I was pretty sure because it's normal that the estates have so much money, right? Not in here. They were absolutely out of the money, so instead I trolled myself by not taking this option. Obviously I'm playing on Ironman, so I'm not gonna... I can't even see scan if I wanted to. We are simply dead. Bankrupt. Gone in a month. I don't know. Anything I could do here? Maybe a synod could give me money. No, not really. I mean, I could get some more centralization and research progress. Let's go for the centralization. So yeah, we are bankrupt, I guess. This is actually the first time I'm bankrupt. For 60 months, I'm gonna get all of these modifiers. So 5 years. That traditional economy. All of this hurts. Minus 50 stability. Some buildings are sold. Some control is lost. Let's see. 24.6. 22. Okay, I didn't lose that much. So I guess it's not tragic. But I'm not too happy with that outcome. Chrome power is down to 17%. At least that bankruptcy modifier is diminishing, so it's gonna keep going down. Well, most importantly, I kept the Palaios. Anyway, we are back to normal now without the bankruptcy. Oh boy, I got trolls by myself so much. Oh, looks like Golden Ore died. So got Crimea. Oh, the Timur is focusing Persia, nice. Got Kazan, Nogai. Moscow expanding around here. Lithuania still alive, very important news. England uniting the British Isles. Trebizond and Ottomans expanding. But yeah, I think we should be able to ask for the ducal rights in just a month or two. There it is. What do you mean declined? You had 0.05 reasons. Okay, now they accepted it. But yeah, we are Duchy of Montferrat now. Which gives him more culture's capacity, diplomatic capacity, and possible rivals. Milan's the only, like I could go for Bologna as well. Let's do Bologna, I'm too afraid of Milan. They have how many possible levies? Probably like 15,000, yeah. 4,000 standing army! Well, if I want to expand it to any bigger Italian, so like Genoa and Milan, I have to build armories as well, which is also gonna help me with economy, which is... I started to boost it finally after that bankruptcy. I think, obviously it's not read nicely, but I think this requires, yeah, Byzantium to be of Palaios dynasty. And I have the Ganden Kazankalumos. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get that event, but at least I'll be able to get this in a moment. Now we're about to hit 50%. There it is, we've hit 50%. So we've got ambitions worthy of an emperor. Piedmont needs a new hegemon. Would give me for 20 years Scipion Pavia, Milan, Provence, and Mondovi. If we achieve 500,000 population within 20 years, so we have to double it. Get evolution to Duchy. We are already Duchy, but that was gonna give me also the 40 years of the modifier of speed of integration and prestige and legitimacy. Yes, and that's a good CB that we're getting on each. I'm still not gonna accept the culture because we want to improve these modifiers now, but it doesn't mean I cannot start expanding into some of these guys. Pavia, Mondovi, and who else? Yeah, Pavia is gonna be the best. to attack. But once I get more standing army. Anyway, I think this is a good moment to enter the end of the part 1. I think that's what I wanted and expected. A minor with extra challenge. It's just too bad that we didn't get, you know, Palaios here to get and buy Saloniki from them. But for part 2, that we definitely go for getting that, you know, Piedmont united. Maybe getting the Byzantium, but we might leave that for part 3 because I want this series to be at least 3-part series. At least to form Italy at one point as well, because there are new advances over there. For today, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check our strategy maps.co store. We can find over 180 maps for anything that you can look for, and you can also request us for more maps if you need something else. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.